Welcome to WorldGuard. This is the third installment of a series of 5 instructional information videos about WorldGuard.net and the new exciting World Travel Medical Insurance product prepared for Discover the World marketing. As you've seen in the prior videos, this is the landing page for WorldGuard.net, www.worldguard.net. The little yellow circle represents the mouse or the cursor, and it will help me guide you through this instructional video with the use of this particular website and the preferred client access portal, which we will again access in this video. In the 2 prior videos, we've shown the Atlas. Let's click on the products here. We have shown the Atlas travel series in the prior 2 video installments. In the first one, we followed a man who was purchasing a 2-week travel policy, traveling by himself, going to Europe. In the second installment of the travel series videos, we followed a couple, a husband and wife, traveling for a longer period of time, for 3 weeks, to again Europe. And in that particular case, that couple had a different deductible setting reflected in the premium. In this third installment, we're going to use a family of 4. We're going to have a husband and wife and 2 children. And we're going to again try and demonstrate how the screenshots change, the drop-down menu choices change, and how there is additional input fields required to capture all the necessary data to complete the policy for this family of 4. And we're trying to make sure that this tool, this video training tool, is helpful to you, that the example and the exercise is relevant to you, and helps develop confidence on your part, the agent, to effectively use this website, use this client access portal to aid you in the sale of this product to your client. The easier that we can make that for you, the easier it will be for you to offer up the service and be able to effectively sell that through to your client. In the previous videos, we've walked you through this particular home page and the features that it has. Again, we clicked on the product section a minute ago, and it brought you to this particular page, which shows you the 3 products that we will eventually, in the 5 series video training sessions, cover. The first 3 will cover the Atlas Travel Series, the 4th will cover the Student Secure, and the 5th will cover the Atlas Group Series product. So you can always return here and educate yourself and learn more about each one of these products should you choose to do so. We also pointed out in the past that the customer service access for you, if at any point in time during the course of your day, during the course of selling a particular product or service, you need to communicate with us, please do so by calling Michael Ward at either 602-374-5535 or contacting him directly with his email, michael@emergingbenefits.com. We take all of your inquiries very seriously and commit to responding to them as soon as we can with the highest degree of urgency and priority. You also have a resource tab, which we've covered in the prior videos, and this is where you would input your access ID number. If you don't already have one, you will be issued one. And this area serves as a central repository for important information, such as these videos, for example. They will all be located in a central repository where you and your global colleagues can access this information at a moment's notice in the same place, the same product, the same tools, which are constantly updated by us. So as opposed to them being printed and mailed to you, or you storing them on a hard drive, or keeping them someplace personally, we've chosen to keep them in a central repository so that the same resources are available to everybody in the same place in a consistent manner. We believe by having it consistently available in one location and up to date makes your job easier, and it certainly makes our job easier. So this way we ensure that you get the information you need to be effective in the job that you do. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to home, and we're going to go back into products. Actually, what we're going to do is go from home, and we're going to go to the Client Access Portal. We've already looked at products. Here's where you would enter your unique agent number. It's important that you do that, particularly even in the quoting stage and even in the stage for the sale, because it ensures that you as the agent are ordered for the sale of that particular policy. And all this information would certainly reflect you and your company and your agency in the final product, but this is a demonstration vehicle, so it will obviously not match up with yours at the current time, but it's going to serve as a demonstration module which we can effectively use here. Again, we're going to go into Atlas Travel Series. This is our third time here. This should start to look familiar. After a while, it will look terribly familiar, and you'll be able to navigate this very, very easily. You'll understand the process, and it will move rather quickly. It's step one again, and this is where, as we've said before, you can input a minimal amount of information and get a quote. So if you've got somebody on the phone or you're talking to somebody and they've been interested in insurance, they've talked about it before, they've learned from a neighbor how valuable it was, and they simply want to get a feel for information, you could certainly do that right here. You could input their information, get a quote, and share that with them, what that premium would be for their travel of choice, their destination of choice, and the duration of choice for the total number of people traveling. So it's a very, very effective tool at conveying that, even if that's all you do and you don't go beyond that to actually purchase a policy. But this is always a starting point. As in the prior videos, we're not going to be traveling to the U.S., so we're going to say no here. The departure of the home country, we're going to go ahead. Let's set something up for next year. And we're going to make this a family of 4, like we said. So let's add 2 weeks. So we're going to make that the 27th, 2011. And we're going to make this a husband and wife again. And as indicated before, children under 10 are free. It's important to point that out. They will be itemized on a policy, but there will not be any contribution to the premium. They won't add any additional cost to the premium if they are under the age of 10. However, if they are over 10 to 17, their inclusion will in fact raise the premium because they are they're no longer a minor in this particular policy scenario. Sports rider coverage. This is where if anybody on that policy intends to engage in adventurous sports, as itemized here, amateur athletics, mountaineering, hang gliding, bungee jumping, racing, spelunking, that sort of thing, there is a 20% premium, as you can see right here. And it's required that it be called out and be selected in the event that somebody is going to engage in that, because if somebody does not pick the sports rider coverage and elects to do those kind of activities and gets hurt, it is very likely, if not almost guaranteed, that the medical expenses incurred will not be covered by the policy. Again, we've left the online fulfillment set for the default yes, which allows you as the agent to go ahead and complete the fulfillment of this policy online as opposed to via mail and some other other outlets. In the past, I want to point out again, if you have the need for some live help, if either the person that you're dealing with or the scenario or the type of coverage they're seeking cannot be readily answered or understood and you need some assistance, just clicking on here will affect that chat to be opened up. But this time, let's just see what happens. We're going to get a quote. What we failed to do, what I failed to do, was include the children. So we're going to include one child who's underage, under the age of 9, and we're going to include one child who's 10 to 17. And we're going to, that's 4 people now, and let's see what happens with the quote. So everything is reflected again in the summary here. The quote is for $82.65. That's the total cost. That's for all 4 people for the duration of 15 days for this policy. The policy includes the policyholder who's age 40 to 49, the spouse age 40 to 49, one child age 14 to 9 years old, and one 10 to 17. Now at this stage, that premium of $82.65 can be altered, changed, if you will, by adjusting the insurance deductible and maximum coverage. This is entirely the choice of the traveling family, that based on either the destination, their known activities, their current health, it's up to them to determine what their choices are, what they're going to want to have for this trip. For the sake of consistency, we're going to assume that in this particular case, the family does not want to have any deductible. And based on where they're going, and it's a family vacation, they don't believe that they need any major insurance, that this will be sufficient